April 2nd, 2025 will forever be remembered as the day American industry was reborn, the day America's destiny was reclaimed, and the day that we began to make America wealthy again. We're going to make it wealthy, good and wealthy.
The Trump administration's tariff strategy has been malleable and chaotic leading up to its April 2nd Big Money Day. Tariffs have been announced, delayed, threatened, and countered. Here's what's actually being tariffed after all the posturing. As a base, President Donald Trump implemented a 25% tariff on all goods imported from Canada and Mexico. The U.S. will charge about 50% of the combined value of tariffs and trade blockades levied against the United States.
China, 67%. That's tariffs charged to the USA, including currency manipulation and trade barriers. So we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%. I think, in other words, they charge us, we charge them less. So how can anybody be upset?
Trump has also implemented a flat 10% tariff on everybody.
That'll be on other countries to help rebuild our economy and to prevent cheating.
After some economic backlash and conversations with foreign leaders, Trump paused for 1 month tariffs on products under the USMCA agreement. That is, until today. Products like computer chips, cars, and agricultural products will be targets of Trump's reciprocal tariffs going forward. The administration has also implemented a 25% tariff for any country that purchases Venezuelan oil and gas. The move is a response to recent spats regarding Venezuela taking deported Venezuelan immigrants from the United States. Trump recently announced a 25% tariff on all cars and car part imports not made in the United States. Trump threatened a 50% tariff on Canadian steel after the Ontario Premier tried to impose a 25% electricity surcharge on the United States, but cooler heads prevailed.
He said he was going to charge a surcharge or a tariff on electricity coming into our country. He has called and he said he's not going to do that.
They understand how serious we are about the electricity and the tariffs, and rather than going back and forth and having threats to each other, we have both agreed, let cooler heads prevail. We need to sit down and move this forward.
Major threats still stand as the Trump administration considers the economic impact of some desired tariffs. Trump has threatened 200% tariffs on European alcohol if they move forward with a proposed 50% tariff on American whiskey. Wine sellers warn such a move would kill the European wine business in the United States. Trump also issued an executive order for the United States to conduct research on the lumber supply chain. He called the wood products industry essential to national security. It's likely he'll move to boost the domestic production of lumber, which is likely to come with more tariffs. Trump is also expected to respond to Canada's near 300% tariffs on dairy.
Canada has been a very nasty negotiator against the United States, took advantage of the United States for a long time.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford recently said Canada would be willing to take off all of its tariffs on U.S. goods if the U.S. is willing to do the same for Canadian goods.
You have tariffs on a whole number of products.
That's right. And we'd be willing to take those off tomorrow if he took all the tariffs off. We have another $65 billion worth of tariffs to launch today. That's the last thing we want to do.
But what did Trump mean when he said tariffs have already made the U.S. billions before going into effect?
Many billions of dollars have already come into our country. But the big money is coming in on April 2nd, from April 2nd.
Apart from bringing cash into the United States, Trump is trying to use tariffs to garner American investment. For example, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing has committed $100 billion to building a new chip manufacturing plant in the United States. Japan is also looking for ways to invest in the U.S. in an effort to avoid a 25% steel and aluminum tariff. Trump is hoping these investments will boost the American economy and create jobs in the long term. At the same time, the market has generally not responded well to Trump's tariff plans. Consumer confidence slipped 7 points in February amid recession speculation, and the Dow Jones slipped 1,000 points at the beginning of March as Trump is implementing his economic policy. International stocks also took a hit just before Trump's Big Money Day, with drops as high as 4% across Europe and Asia. That's the latest on Trump's tariff war explained. To stay up to date on all that's sure to come, subscribe to WashingtonExaminer.com. I'm Mark Edwards for Washington Examiner.